There are other similar savior figures in the same neighborhood at the same time in history, and nobody thinks that these characters are anything but mythical, and their stories are so similar, most of them in fact having some kind of resurrection or another, sometimes even with celebrations after 3 days and so forth, that it just seems like special pleading to say, oh, well, in this one case, it really happened. The early church fathers understood this was a problem because they were already getting the same objections from pagans. They said, what you say about Jesus, we've been saying about the Dionysus and Hercules all the time, what's the big deal? And they didn't believe in them either anymore. And so the Christian apologists, the defenders of the faith, would say, well, yeah, but this one is true. And you see, Satan counterfeited it in advance because he knew this day would come. Boy, I tell you, that tells you two things right there, that even they didn't deny that these other Jesus-like characters were before Jesus, or they never would have resorted to something like that. Satan knew it would happen and counterfeited it in advance.
In case you're wondering, yes, this remains the explanation to this day. Fortunately for Christian leaders, they almost never have to offer it.
I'm wondering if either one of you are familiar with Osiris or Mithras or Dionysus?
I'm not.
Hardly at all.
I'm wondering if you've heard of Osiris or Mithra or Dionysus?
I've heard of Dionysus. The other two, I don't think I've heard of.
And do you know anything about Dionysus?
No, it sounds like an interesting Greek name, but no. Was he a contemporary of Jesus or the early church?
I'm wondering if you've heard any of those theories, or...
Well, you know, it's probably good that I haven't.
I've never heard of any of those gods.
Okay, but if you were...
I've never heard of any of those pagan gods, no.
No, I haven't heard about it.
Are you familiar with Osiris or Mithra or Dionysus?
I've heard about them, but I really haven't really got into it and making research on what it was about. I really haven't. So, but I've heard about it. It's been on the news a couple times, but I've never really paid attention to it. No.
Is there anything that you know or that you've gathered from those articles?
I really haven't paid attention to it. It's all about Jesus, man. That's all you got to pay attention to, you know.